our friends from church who wanted to make a difference in our community. We were looking for a cause. One of the ladies saw an article in the Northport Sun stating that Northport has homeless children. I called the high school and was referred to the social worker. She said there are students who are homeless and sometimes they do not come to school because of their personal hygiene. The homeless carry 2 backpacks, one for the school supplies and the other for their toiletries. She was in need of both. Thus, the Northport Coalition for Homeless Needy Students was formed. We are also known as the Backpack Angels. As of June 30th, 2010, there are 200 homeless students in Northport. Some are doubled up with family and friends, and some are going from place to place. Those who are doubled up are considered part of the homeless. We have been blessed with people coming forth to help with our cause. It started with an email to the residents in Charleston Park. Bags of supplies were dropped off at my doorstep. Dr. Kevin Shapley gave us boxes of toothbrushes and toothpaste. Patriot Storage at Talon Bay came to our rescue. They gave us free storage for 3 months. Other organizations also helped our cause. Many local businesses were willing to have collection boxes at their establishments. We are thankful and very grateful that the community is supporting us. We want to let the students know that there is someone out there who cares, and if what we do helps the students feel better about themselves and stay in school and get their diplomas, we have met our goal. It went beyond the high school very soon to all the middle schools, the elementary schools, and all the daycares in the Northport area. And in 2024, last year, Backpack Angels delivered over 10,000 bags. And keep in mind, we don't deliver bags in June, July, and August. So that's a lot of bags, and unfortunately the need is growing. It's not going down any. I would like to ask Cheryl Doyle to come up and say a few words. Cheryl is one of those original 7 ladies who started this, and she is still a volunteer with Backpack Angels. We are blessed to have her.
Thank you. Well, the Backpack Angels was formed in this very room under what used to be a huge cross up there. Thank you. And that works from here.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't push the power button.
Shame on you.
Charge and went to the high school to determine their
I
needs.
think you might have pushed the power button again. Maybe the batteries just stopped.
Maybe the batteries are
I
dead,
didn't
yeah.
see the power button.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not green though.
yeah. It's probably the batteries are dead.
okay. Well, anyway, I'll
Sorry.
speak louder. Jan immediately took charge and went to the high school to determine all their needs. I know some of this is repetitive, but bear with me. She went home and put the hygiene product request on her neighborhood blast, and products started arriving at her front door. Several meetings followed with the 7 of us taking various positions. What some of you might not know is how, excuse me, how we arrived at the insignia of the Backpack Angels, the Angel Wings. Jan and Lee's granddaughter was living with them temporarily as an art student. Andrea researched and showed us several designs at the meeting in early June at Jan's home. We picked one and voted on it, and the design is the angel wings you see today. So God bless you, Jan, and thank you for this wonderful group. I appreciate it.
Renee Remsen, I think, would like to come up and say a few things.
Very short and brief. A tribute to Jan. Personally, I became a volunteer after reading an article in a newspaper to come to a meeting. And I was inspired by Jan's vision, determination, compassion, and leadership. I remember many discussions when we wondered where the money and products would come from for the next month. With Jan's guidance, the group came up with a plan to move forward. EPA has come a long way, blessed with the support of the Northport community and our tireless, dedicated volunteers. Thank you, Jan, for inspiring me to see your vision and the impact it has made on the homeless and needy children of Northport. The world needs more people like you.
Father Tom, would you like to come up? Do an invocation for us?
Again, just thank you all for honoring Jan and her memory here, and for your work through these years of caring for these kids who are so present but so unseen. So that's a really important thing. You know, here we are just the day after Pope Francis passed away, and one of his big messages is to see those who are unseen, to kind of go out to the margins. And the margins aren't far from us geographically, they're just the ones that are unnoticed. And so thank you for that. I have to confess my own personal things. I saw the bins for backpack angels at the barber shop and at the supermarket, and I thought, who are they? A bunch of biker grandmas or something? And so I ignored it. I just kind of overlooked it. And then eventually I got the call about putting this plaque here, and got to understand that this is where, you know, the Lord touched your hearts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, opened your eyes to see this need, touched your hearts to reach out and do something, and so it's actually I was humbled to think of my little-mindedness. I don't see, but you've provided this vision, you've provided this sight, and you've reached out, and you continue to reach out. So just thank you for all of this. And though I never had the opportunity to meet Jan, her spirit lives on in your faces, and your dedication, and the friendship that you have, and the love that you all carry for her. And so I'm honored as the pastor of San Pedro to know that memory can live on here, and I hope inspire others to be involved with Backpack Angels, but also to see whatever other needs might come up, to notice the unnoticed, and to let the Lord stir our hearts to reach out in love as you continue to do. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Father, for allowing us and welcoming us so much into the church here.
You're
Where it all started, like you said. It
Amen.
was these ladies, and they did a lot of praying here in this church for this to happen. And they were guided to do it. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's nice to be back.
It's good to have you back. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jill Luke would like to come up and say something. I didn't even see you sneak in.
Been wandering all over the church trying to find where we were supposed to be, so I'm a little bit late.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry.
Thank you. It's emotional,
It is.
very emotional for me. These
I-
ladies came in to
I'd like to interrupt and say Jill Luke was the backbone of she owned Patriot Storage.
Well, I
And
didn't own it, I ran it.
She's the one who gave the 3 months of free storage to the Backpack Angels. So
Well,
Jill's been involved.
it started out that way. The ladies approached me at Patriot Storage. Their heart was just so warming to me that they wanted to help these children. At that point in time, the recession was going on, and I was working within the community. There were over 800 homeless kids. Because of operating the storage facility, I saw all of these families who were losing their homes. They were having to get rid of things. There were people from other countries who were needing to go back to the motherland because they were losing everything here in the United States. And the children were staying on the bridges, trying to continue their education. These ladies had a love for them. They wanted them to get their education. They wanted them to be able to succeed in life. So when they came, they said, "Can you help us out, Jill? Can you give us a few months?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." They're like, we're gonna do it for these few months." They came back at the end of those few months and they're like, "Jill, we can't give up on it yet." there's no way I could have given up on them. Helping the community, helping these kids to further their lives. So they were with me for years. And they did not have to pay for years until I had to ask half price. As I said, I didn't own it, I just had it, there was an owner over above me, so, God, thank you.
Appreciate you.
For Jan, thank you for the love that you had for one another. She always kept me informed as what was going on with that group, the originators of it. They always told me, so I knew when she passed. And so thank you for the love of each other. Thank you for the love of community. Thank you for looking into the future by providing for the kids who are going to be our future. Without you, I don't know what would have happened in those days. I really don't know. Those kids, they didn't have anything, and sometimes they didn't have parents. So giving them the dignity to have a second backpack where they could wash up in the bathroom or that was perfect. It was compassionate. It was all love. Thank you.
Well, now that we've cried. I'd like to invite Naomi Jodine, our president, up.
Well, I really need a microphone. Nobody can ever hear me. So I'll try screaming in hopes that you can hear me today. My memories are of Jan and her faith and bringing everybody together. And the women that started it, all working together. I came shortly after the group got started, and I remember Jan going to meetings and saying, I don't know where the money's gonna come from. I don't know where the products are gonna come from. And at the next meeting, it's a miracle, she was saying. It's a miracle. We have a donation, or we have products coming in. And that always clicked with me. And now being president, I know what she was saying. And it's because of her faith that we're all coming together. And it's not just the women that volunteer for the group. I went last year after Jan passed, and I was speaking at Harbor Isles. And I also went to La Casa, and they were giving a donation. Well, I got started on Jan's memory, and before I knew it, other people, women were standing up and telling me what they remember about Jan. And the whole room just that helped you women get started. And I was just so impressed that I wrote a letter to Lee, and I explained how it made me feel so good. And I think La Casa was the same way. Every time I go somewhere to speak, they start talking about how great the group is, and how everybody comes together, and they all come together, and they're still coming together for us. And that day, I just can't explain how I felt. And I tried to convey it to Lee and his family. Probably didn't do a very good job, but it just, I wanted to convey to him what it meant to me and the Backpack Angels. And we're here in the church where it all started. And we've come a complete circle. And I think she'd be very proud. She always wanted to say, we'll help these kids out, and then we won't have to do it anymore. Well, there'll be an end to it. And there was never an end. And now, like they said, we do over 1,000 bags a month, and it's needed more than ever. But you can be very proud. And Jan, I know she's looking down at us, and she must be very proud too, and Diane too. It's, we thank you for all you did and how strong you were in keeping this group going.
You could stay here for a few more minutes. Margie Fitchley, a volunteer for Backpack Angels, would like to present you with a check from the Talon Bay Ladies Club.
See what I mean?
Yes, I'm here not only as a member of the Backpack Angels, but as a member of the Talon Bay Communities Ladies Group. Every year we fundraise, and whatever we are lucky enough to raise, we give to 6 local Northport nonprofit groups. I'm looking at Joyce Gascoigne over there. She's the woman who introduced me to the Backpack Angels. Joyce must have known that I'm a person who just loves children. I worked in a school for almost 20 years running a learning lab preschool. It breaks my heart to think that there are children out there that are in this kind of need. I'm so glad that Jan and you ladies started this group and that all of you here have kept it going. I'm proud to present on behalf of the Talon Bay Ladies Club a $500 check to the Backpack Angels. And I always remember that saying, help us help the kids. And that's what all of you do, and that's what our community does. So thank you, and God bless Jan, and she will always be remembered.
Yes.
Yes.
Naomi, if you could continue to stand up here. I want to bring up the board, the current board. Judy Scheel, our vice president. Connie Calabra, our secretary. Our treasurer couldn't make it today, Sandy Danner, and she's recently put in her resignation, and Jean Kerr will be our new treasurer. Volunteer coordinator, Susan Ricard. She gets all our volunteers at all our functions to pack and sort and deliver. Frank Casey, our web editor and board advisor. Carol Lazari, our board advisor.
I'm taking pictures.
And she's the video. Renee Remsen, board advisor.
Oh, thank you.
Myself as a board advisor. And I'd also like to acknowledge some past board people that are in the audience. Diane Figataggio was the second president for Backpack Angels. Joyce Gascoigne was, were you vice? No, you were,
Fundraising.
Fundraising, okay, fundraising. Diane, would you like to say a few words? You could say it from your seat if you prefer.
Okay. I'm so thrilled that this is still going on. It's been a long time, and I remember sitting in church with Jan and a group of girls discussing it, and we came up with it, and I'm so glad it's continuing. It's just special, real special to me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
The original groups.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Joe.
On Diane's behalf. There wasn't any money in the church, and we were getting our products at that time, dropped off at our house, but that wasn't dropped off at people's house. We went to the dollar store to get the hygiene needs. And that time manager of the dollar store in Port Charlotte worked with us. We couldn't pay him at the time, but he would accrue all our needs that we established with him for the products that we needed. And he would hold them until there was enough money in the treasurer, and then I don't remember the intimacy of how they got delivered or whether we picked it up, but we were using the dollar store to get the hygiene products and soap, et cetera, that was needed. And there was never enough money, there wasn't money, and yet he was willing to work with us. I guess he felt compassionate enough and extended enough to be able to work for the benefit of these children, these homeless children. So that was just one aspect. And I know Diane remembers all that because she and I would work with him on the phone to get the products that we needed. And everyone has the spirit. Obviously, when you're talking about the need of homeless children, it's almost unfathomable that there is such a category, that children that are homeless. One last story that I'll mention, I won't take the time. We were always collecting at the Performing Arts Center in Northport. The principal always worked with us. I would do barking in front of people who were coming in, and I'd collect so much money from all the people coming in, and they'd start to know us because we were at the Performing Arts Center. One of the I forgot what one of the groups we were with. So the people got to know us because they had the season tickets, and they would put more and more money in. One night, we were there, and just after the show got started, the principal was there. The maintenance man comes up, and two young children that are in school, two boys. One was a senior, and the other was a sophomore, two brothers, lived in their car, in the parking lot, and the school was aware of saying. And so the maintenance man comes up and says, so-and-so is alone in the parking lot, he's been standing there. Now this is, performance is now, we're talking about 9 o'clock because we're finishing up here, getting everything together. And his brother left. So he says, they sleep in the car. When we know he's in the car, we check him at night to be sure they're okay. This kid has no place to go. He has no car to sleep in, his brother's gone. Where's his brother? He doesn't know. The principal picks up his phone right in front of him, calls his wife, and says whatever her name was, sweetheart, please get another place setting for dinner. We're going to have a guest for dinner, and prepare the guest room upstairs. We're going to have somebody stay with us. It's heartbreaking. These things exist. So all of you ladies at present and the original people that were astute enough to recognize such a need, come together and fulfill it. All you do is cooperate.
Some of us on the board now have been involved with Backpack Angels for 14 or more years. That shows the commitment and how much we believe in this organization and the need. And like Naomi said, you think that, this could be the last year, but it's not going away. It's continuing, and it will, But thank you. Thank you.
I have a lady. Thank you. Ariel Soto from Glen Allen School that would like to come up and say a few things. Glen Allen is an elementary school in Northport that receives our bags every month.
Yeah, so can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I am Aurelie Soto, and I'm actually here standing for Ms. Dagan, who runs the program at our school, make sure that these items get delivered to the right students and that people have access to them. So she wrote a little something, and I added a little thing at the bottom too because I see impact firsthand. So Ms. Dagan and I say, Glen Allen is the oldest elementary in Northport, and we are also the highest in student receiving free and reduced lunches. This is an indicator that our students and families fall within the lowest brackets of the socioeconomic areas in needs in this area. causing our students and families to have the greatest needs. Because of Jan and your generosity, the Backpack Angels have provided hygiene bags to families in need at Glen Allen for many years. During the 23-24 school year, you provided no less than 622 bags to needy families and then 517 bags this school year. Students and their families often ask for these bags to help meet their needs. We at Glen Allen greatly appreciate the time, money, and effort that it takes to produce, organize, and deliver such a large quantity of resources, not only to our school, but to all others that you support. As a school counselor, I see the impact that these resources have for our students. Helping our younger students with self-care needs recognizes the dignity in each individual. And you help us teach them that they are worthy of self-love. Thank you for your continued generosity.
Now I'd like to get on with the dedication of the memorial plaque to Jan. I'd like to say that Jan, as we've heard, Jan was very well. I think you ladies had a little bit of pushback, thinking, you know, this isn't gonna work and how you're gonna do it, but Jan and you ladies powered through, and Jan's guidance and her fortitude and her compassion all led to the formation of the Backpack Angels, which now 15 years later, we're still doing, we're still going strong. Thank goodness to the help of God, of course, and all of our volunteers. We are always searching for volunteers, but we do pretty good, and we're trying our best. And, you know, like Jan said, if we can keep these children clean and well, their hygiene well up to date, and they don't get bullied, and they go to school, they'll continue school, graduate, and break that cycle. So that's what we're aiming to do, and I believe that we're doing it with these kids. I would like to ask, is there anyone who would like to say something more that didn't get a chance to speak? Yes, please go ahead. Introduce yourself and...
Yes, my husband, Gordon Jeffers, and I, we golfed with Lee and Jan before the Backpack Angels were even imagined. And I do remember Jan. She was very competitive, and so was I. And I remember when we had our golf tournaments, it was quite a new, very unforgiving game for Jan and I. And I do remember her from those years. Also, I think Jan and Lee were one of the first couples to move back up north. So they had been gone a number of years. And but Jan, because of her personality, she was driven. I mean, I could see it in her golf, but even when I talked to her, and she was a doer. So that combination, I mean, it made for, you know, the successes that we're all hearing now. But nice memories. Very
Yes,
nice.
thank you, thank you.
My name is Monica Beckett. I work with the Drug Free Youth in Northport. And Jan and I met in 2010, the same year that she started the Backpack Angels, was the same year that DeFi started. So there was a lot going on, and we were terribly busy. And although we didn't have a lot of one-on-one time together, for some unexplained reason, she and I would run into each other in the produce department at Publix regularly. And that's where we exchanged sort of what was going on, what she needed. She'd give me a little list, you know, what's happening with you, how can we help you? So it was really a reciprocal kind of thing. But the meeting at the Publix produce department was a classic. And people, we'd be excited, so we'd be standing there telling each other, and we'd be saying things like drugs and things that people passing by would sort of look at and just keep moving. No letters for you today. There's something going on there. So anyway, she was a gem. She was wonderful. Like you say, she was driven. She was fun to be around. And she definitely knew what she wanted, and she got it.
Yes.
And I was always very happy to see that.
Oh,
Thank
and no one else? Well, I'd like to say hello. Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi.
I just wanted to say that every once in a while, when the kids graduate from high school, we get thank you letters telling them how much they appreciate what we did for them. And I think that means a lot to everyone, you know, to get those letters, because they're working and they appreciate it. And I just wanted to add that.
I'd like to say hello to Lee, and thank you for making time to join us. We wish we could have seen you here in person, but we understand. Jan, your wife, she was a remarkable lady, as you have heard and as you well know. And we thank her, we bless her, and we're going to keep this going and continue in her spirit and know that she is guiding us. Thank you very much. If anyone would like further information or even take a look at our scrapbooks, we have a couple scrapbooks that are wonderful. And we have information on the Backpack Angels. There's volunteer sign-up sheets if anybody's interested in becoming a volunteer. And please help yourself to some refreshments.
Lee, would you like to say anything yourself?
Can you hear? I've got it as loud as I can go.
Yeah, it's green for me.
No, if that's on or not.
Yeah.
It is.
Go ahead. Sorry, could you?
Oh, it went out.
I'll try again. I'm just honored by what you've done today for Jan, as Jan would be. You hit it right on the nail. She was a competitor, and yeah, and she was a great gal, great person, great mother, great wife. And I love her, and we miss her. And I thank you all. Thank you so much for what you've done today and for keeping the organization going and growing. And that's really the neat thing about it. It's still going on 15 years later. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
How about his kids?
I guess that's it. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Lee. We appreciate it, and I hope that you have fond memories of all the people worked with Jan and you, and we were very happy to make this presentation in memory of your wife.
Thank Father and the church for letting you honor her in the hall. I'm familiar with the hall. Okay, I'll sign off. I tend to talk too much.
Okay, we'll send you the video that we have on it.
Okay, thanks. Kids will love that.
Okay, take care. God bless.
Bless you all too.
Could one of you